Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2023 Volkswagen Golf GTI SE. This one is finished off in deep black pearl, and MSRPs for these are right around $36,000. We have a fun sporty hatch to go over, including talking about the 6-speed manual transmission. So underneath the hood, this is powered by a 2-liter 4-cylinder turbo, paired to that 6-speed, of course. This pumps out 241 horsepower, 273 pound-feet of torque, sent to those front wheels, propelling this 3,100-pound hatch from 0 to 60 in just over 6 seconds, with a top speed of 155 miles an hour. As far as fuel economy goes, you're also looking right around 23 miles per gallon in the city, and 27 out on the highway. So not only is it a fun sporty hatchback, it's also very economical at the same time. Now, as we work our way to the exterior styling, check this out. So all of the GTIs come with the red accents. You'll notice that is in the upper section there, but just underneath that is a running DRL. It matches nicely with the turn signal and DRL in the headlight housings, which also have a nice thin design to them. Now, the Volkswagen badge up front is also the sensor for the adaptive cruise, which is nice. There's parking sensors, plenty of cutouts in the lower section too. And the fog lights are also very, very well hidden. So they're actually in the cutouts of the grille to blend them in very nicely. There's a few lines coming down the hood too, just to blend that in. Now, as we work our way to the side, this has a set of 18-inch wheels finished off in gloss black with the red accents, of course, for those calipers. It's also on the GTI badge just behind that. Body colored side mirrors with the turn signal. There's a sunroof up top, and then some nice lines running down the side. Nothing too crazy, but it has that traditional hatchback design, of course. There is some plastic in that lower side skirt there, but overall has a nice design. And then in back, body colored spoiler with the brake light as well as the wiper blade. Now, this does have a backup camera. It's actually hidden in the Volkswagen badge. So when you put this into reverse, this will pop up. We have the backup camera, but you can also use this to open up the lift gate as well. It will unlock once you do that too. We have all the sensors, dual exhaust, of course, and then the LED taillights. Now, as we work our way back to the cargo space, opening that up, with it being a hatchback, there is plenty of space with the seats up. So you have an ample amount of room, you have a cover that you can remove, and you can fold those back seats down to give yourself a lot more interior storage. So you can place in larger items like a bicycle, something of that size. Makes it a lot more practical than a traditional sedan. Now, for the interior, nothing too fancy for the door panel. There's some plastic in the upper section, very nice materials for the armrest and this covering. A little bit of storage in the lower section too. And then take a look at the 3-tone design for these seats with the black, the gray, and the red stitching. Very nice sporty style, even for these rear seats. Now, at 5'10", I'd say I have a good amount of space. There's storage pockets, there's climates, even some auxiliaries down below. And right in the middle, you have the armrest with cup holders, and you can even fold down this middle section. So if you have some longer items, but you have passengers, or you just need to grab something, it makes it very easy. And as far as headroom goes, I have about an inch or so above my head. So it's pretty functional for backseat passengers. Now, the front door panel is just like the rear. There's all the window controls, including the heated adjustment for the side mirrors, and a lot more storage space down below. Now, the driver's seat has the memory seating controls. It's also automatic, manual for that passenger seat. Check out GTI up top with the same design. A little bit more lateral support, of course, for your front seat passengers. Very comfortable seat too. Now, being the 6-speed manual transmission with the clutch in and my foot on the brake, we can fire this up and start off with this steering wheel. So we have the solid and perforated leather. On this left side, these are all the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings. There's also volume. On this right side, there's voice commands. You have tuning adjustments, heated steering wheel, and then these controls to go through the digital gauge cluster. So currently on that far left side, economy is shown, but we can also scroll through, look at your fuel. You have some operating temps, performance, boost, G-meter. Just by clicking on OK, you can enter all of these settings. Now, if I scroll once to the left, now we are going to look at information within the middle. And right now we are on assisted systems, so we are going through all of the tech features that are available for this. But if I click on view, we can go back to miles per hour. And then if I scroll all the way over to the right, now we can go through information on this right side. There's a few similarities on the right side, but there's also some differences like your navigation, audio, phone, and you have a few others to go into. Now, if I click on the view icon, you can actually pull up some more information within the middle here. And if I scroll through, we can look at a few there, which is nice to see. If I click on view one more time, now we can actually pull this up where now we can go through a lot more info in the middle. So you have 3 different views that you can go into, which is pretty cool. You can minimize that information and then you can go into some more of this info here. So it's actually extremely configurable for this car. Now on the left side, there's an air vent. There's all the headlight and fog light adjustments along with the defrosters. And then for the infotainment system, it's really easy to go through. There is a blank page there where you can add some items, and then you have some more icons here that you can scroll through as needed. You can quickly get into vehicles, so you can pull up some info here like your tire pressure, any data that you want to monitor, even going into the vehicle itself. So you can take a look at the exterior as well as the interior and make all of those adjustments. On this left side, there's controls for the heated seats, and then underneath that, we have the temperature controls that you can adjust on both sides here. There's audio adjustments and volume, even power too. Underneath that, there's shortcuts to climate, so you can quickly get to that. You can get to the driving modes. You can also pull up that backup camera and adjust the parking sensors. And then you also have the assistants that you can go into and monitor. Check out all of the standard safety features that you can turn on and off. Very cool to see. A few auxiliaries down below with the wireless charger. We have the 6-speed manual to put it into reverse, push down to the left and up. That's how you get that backup camera, of course. And then we have the e-brake just behind that. A little bit of storage with a 12 volt. There's also more storage in the glove box. So you have a little bit down there. And then the glove box here has an ample amount of space. Now, what I really like about this model, and Audi has a few models like this as well, we have the sunshade, of course, which isn't special, but what is special is the perforations. So if I swipe my finger in the middle here, that will actually open up the sunroof and keep the sunshade closed. Not a lot of vehicles do that. So as you can tell with the sunlight in a perfect spot for this video, how much brighter it is with that. So you can still have that open air experience, but be a little bit more shaded. Swipe your finger forwards and it will close. Very cool to see those controls along with the touch sensitive dome lights. And then even with it being a hot hatch, we have a little bit of a pillar there, but you have large windows on both sides to really make it easy to see all around. And from second gear, we are in sport mode. Here we go. About half throttle there, and we are up to speed with ease. So you have a lot more potential for this hot hatch than I'm throwing at it today. But one thing that I also forgot to show too is there's a third view icon where hopefully you can see right now. I have a G-force meter, I have PSI, and right in the middle is what gear the vehicle is in. You can actually go in and customize those as you would like to. So I showed earlier the other view icons with the navigation large or small. This is a third option. So if you're doing some sporty driving, you can quickly see those important vitals if you're on some back roads or something like that. So now that we are in the driver's seat here from this angle with the GTI, it is such a nice car for the money. It's really hard to argue against this car when it's more of an economy style vehicle, but it's also practical fun. It's got nice materials. You feel a little bit of torque steer there if you really get on it, but it doesn't seem bad for the driving that I'm doing. But I also wanted to point out too, real quick, if we close the sunshade, swipe our finger to open up the sunroof, hopefully you'll still be able to hear me. I'm not going to keep it open for long, but you get that aspect where you can keep yourself a little more shaded and still have that open. I think that's a great feature. Pretty much only Audi and Volkswagen are doing that. No one else has a sunroof or sunshade like that. So it's great to see from Volkswagen. But for 36 grand, if you want something that's going to be very fuel efficient, something that you can mod to, GTI has a huge following for performance modifications and just anything you want to do to it. It's probably not going to be an expensive vehicle to do those mods. Of course, it just depends on what you're doing, but you're also going to get a reliable vehicle too. So you're going to have something that should be easy to maintain, yet fun to drive, easy to keep on the road. But I think that is going to wrap it up for this 2023 Volkswagen Golf GTI. Once again, a huge shout out to Hendrick Lexus Northlake for providing this fun hot hatch for me today. Check out their website. That link is down in the description. Give the video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss out on our daily uploads. I will see you all in the next video.